Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure is a very fun one. I'm actually super excited about this for two reasons. One, it's cloudy and it has been spitting with rain. It's supposed to rain later today and overnight. And two, I get to use a very nice, roomy canvas hot tent. No, we're not going to be using a wood stove because it is way too hot today. But this is in preparation for this coming fall with a lot of things that I have planned. So I'm going to get that set up in this location. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on this adventure. I'm very, very excited. So let's get this thing set up and make home for the night. Alright guys, so I managed to get the tent set up. That did take a fair bit of time getting all the pegs in the ground where it is a teepee style tent. They do take a little bit more time. It even came with the built-in floor, which is removable, which I did install today. Typically I would never do that with a hot tent, but where we are not running the wood stove, I figure why not put the floor down. It'll help keep the bugs out and I'll be able to kick my shoes off and walk around the spacious tent. I did bring a table, a chair, and a fold-out camp cot that I still have to get set up. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cot, just chuck it inside of the tent, set it up. I'll get the bedding done a little later on. We'll get the chair set up, the table set up, and then we'll start on a coffee. Alright guys, so I've got my cup of hot coffee on the go right now, and I've got to say, with all the amenities here, it is absolutely relaxing. Having the table, the chair, the tent, the truck, even the rooftop tent. If I really pulled into this location and I couldn't find a tent spot, it's just as simple as popping up the roof tent, calling it home for the night, which is the beauty of a setup like this. Now, I can tell you the temperature is starting to finally cool off right now. I did feel a couple of drops and they're actually on the table. So, fingers crossed, I would really love a downpour of rain. That is really what I would just totally top it off. That's what I want. I want to be in that tent in a massive rainstorm and just relaxing. Just chill and just relax. But for now, it is holding off, so I'm going to prep some firewood very shortly. There is a log right next to the campfire pit and a bunch of other pieces of wood all over the place laying around here that I think I have enough wood for the evening to have a fire at least. And if it does start pouring with rain, I could just park my butt right inside the tent and watch the campfire. Very simple. Or I could open up the awning on the truck, which would literally cover me right where I'm sitting right now, and enjoy the campfire that way. So we've got options here, but right now I do want to enjoy my coffee, kick back, relax, and enjoy a little bit of this cool air that's pushing through here before getting to work prepping up that firewood. Alright guys, with firewood situation prepped and ready to go, enough to have a little bit of a campfire anyways, I think we're going to be pretty good for later on this evening. I've got some of the things cleaned up. I do have to clean up a lot of this coffee stuff, get that back into the truck or set it off to the side because I may actually make coffee inside the tent tomorrow depending on the weather. But I'm going to get cleaned up a little bit, get these hands washed up, and I think I'm going to start on some food prep. Alright guys, so what I'm going to be doing for dinner is a noodle dish. So I do have some thin sliced beef, mushrooms, an assortment of peppers, yellow, red, and orange, some fresh garlic, green onion, coconut oil, General Tao sauce, and my noodles. So this is going to be very, very simple. I'm going to put the coconut oil in the pan, fry up that beef, really fast fry, but I don't want it tender. I want it still supple. So I'm going to add the coconut oil to that, the garlic, green onion, get that fried up a little bit, and then do up the mushrooms, green onions, more green onion, and a little bit of pepper in there. Bring it all together in a dish and enjoy. Very, very fast, very simple. Lately on these trips hiking, I haven't been able to bring fresh meat, so having the truck and the refrigerator is an absolute blessing. I'm going to cook half of this pack, probably 2/3 for me, and I'll give Boomer 1/3 of it with no seasoning on it. So I'll save the meat on the side for him, and yeah, we'll get cooking here and enjoy a hot meal soon. Alright guys, supper is finally ready. Boomer had his food, his beef, his dog food, and some peppers. Now it's my turn to dig in, and let's start with this beef. Oh wow. The garlic, really garlicky. Oh yeah. Oh, they're so good. The noodles, onion. The General Tao sauce is very subtle when you get it from the grocery store. I don't find it to be very pungent and strong, but adding that extra garlic that I put in there definitely helps. Alright guys, well I'm going to eat up, and as soon as I'm done, I'm going to do a really quick cleanup of all the dishes and everything, and then I'm going to light that campfire, so let's dig in. Alright guys, supper time's all finished up. I've cleaned up all the dishes and we're ready to go for a fire in just a couple moments. I just found this tree uprooted, dry, and it is hardwood. It's ready to burn. I just broke all the branches off, got those in the fire pit, so I'm going to take about 5 or 6 minutes here, use the handsaw, cut all this up, and then I think we're going to be ready for the fire, kick back and relax with the chair and welcome in the evening. So let's get this cut up real quick and light the fire. Alright guys, just before I light the fire, I have to charge my lights. Last bar of light and last probably 10% of battery, I believe. So I got a new battery unit, I should mention that. This is a Vitomin small battery pack. The actual size of this is the Flash Speed 600. What I really like about this is the incorporated handles, the flat top, and room for storage for charge cables. So I'm going to charge up my devices before it gets too late, because the last adventure I went on, I actually forgot and it got dark and my lights died very quickly. So get that one popped in there, turn on USB, plug in this flashlight. I'll also mention this flashlight, this is new as well. This is from Rovivon, this is the E90. EDC style light, flat, so it can literally tuck in your pocket on the outside or the inside, and it's pretty awesome. So you can go right to turbo or flash just with a simple press, or you can unlock it, double press in the moonlight mode. You can go up and down from there. But the really cool function about this light is it's got a side light. It goes from moonlight to bright off. You can turn it back on, double tap to red, and then red bright, and then you can even go into red strobe and turn that off into blue. So right now it's almost dead. It's going to die in just a moment. But yeah, this flashlight's incredible. Really, really slim line, right on your waist, just like wearing a knife. Just, it works great. It doesn't feel like you have anything in your pocket or anything bouncing around. So get these charging, let them do their thing. We are at 70%. The display on there, we're at 70% right now, and we're outputting 18 watts between the two. And this is this is basically dead right now, so I need that to light up the tent later on this evening. And of course I'd like to have a flashlight wearable so when I'm walking around I can actually see what I'm doing. So we'll let that do its thing. Let's get the campfire going. All right, guys, nightfall's just about here. Campfire's ripping. I've got a few more pieces of that log that I split down. Probably about 5 or 6 pieces here, and then that is it for the firewood. As you guys can see, the tent is glowing very nicely. Boomer is in there. I don't know what he's doing, but he's in there. He's not laying on the blanket, and he's not laying on the bed, so he's probably up to something. I don't really want to know. But the fire is doing very, very well right now, keeping all these bugs out of here. It is spitting with rain off and on for the last hour, so I don't know what's going to happen. Looking up at the sky, there are some big, gnarly clouds, but everything's moving really quick. The winds are picking up, though, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens here, but I'm basically just going to lounge in front of the campfire until it's pretty much dark before I make my way inside, and I'll catch up with you guys in there. Alright guys, so making our way inside of the tent. As you guys can see, there is a ton of room inside of here. So this tent being the poly cotton, this is the Lavu 6 from Nortent. I should probably mention that. This is the poly cotton version. Being this poly cotton means it's breathable. It's not going to condensate. There's not going to be any water or moisture. It's breathable, it's very, very durable, and it offers a ton of light in the daytime and helps reflect this light at the nighttime. So as you guys can see, the tent is very, very cozy, very lit up. I did bring an insulated elevated cot, so it's actually starting to cool off quite a bit. I may have to take the wool blanket that's on the ground and lay it out to lay on top of it with this insulated cot. I do have a down sleeping bag behind the table and the battery that I'm going to be draping over here, and I'm actually kind of concerned. The temperature dropped significantly, so we should be warm. We will see. The funny thing is I do have a titanium wood stove in the truck. I could actually set it up and have a hot tent, but I'm not going to bother. Not in summertime. So I've got the table set up over here. I got the Vitomin 600 battery charging the phone and a couple other devices over here. I've got a change of clothes, some food, snacks, drink. I'm going to zip the portion of the floor that's open right now. I'm going to fold the ground sheet over and finish zipping that. That way I can move freely in here with my shoes off once I get changed into some socks. Kind of dust some of this dirt out of the way that's on the floor right now, but that way I'll be able to zip the mesh shut, and yeah, hopefully no more bugs will come in, because right now there's really no bugs in here. It's actually cold, really cooled off a lot to the point where it's cold and they've kind of gone away. But having these lights on, they will start to come in. So we're basically done for the evening. I'm going to get changed out of these clothes, get into some nice comfortable sleep clothing, and start a movie and enjoy that for the rest of the evening. So if it does pour with rain, I'll bring you guys back. If not, see you guys first thing in the morning for coffee. Good morning, everybody. It is a wet and rainy morning out here today. So finally got the rain that I was looking for, and it poured with rain all night long. Did not bother getting the camera, did not bother getting up. The sound of this rain on the tent absolutely put me to sleep. I could hear the rain just pounding on the tent, fell asleep. Woke up early this morning and it's still raining. It is now starting to taper off, but it is dark outside. Looking out the door, it's dark and all the greens are popping. Really lush and just wet. Really beautiful morning out there. So I've got a hot coffee on the go inside of the tent. I did bring the battery unit in here with me last night to charge up these lights and everything, because it was rather dark by the time I came in here. And I really wanted to light everything up and just enjoy the evening. So that's nice and dry in here. I've got enough food. The floor, this is kind of the pro and con with using a floor in a tent. Yesterday it was a pro coming in and out, being able to walk around here in sock feet. Unfortunately today I'm not going to take my shoes off coming in and out of the tent every single time. Even though I did open up the little stove area and peel that back, so I was stepping into dirt. But every time I sit down, my feet are basically on the floor. It's kind of a ridiculous thing to do with any tent of this size, to have a floor. Kind of give or take, you know, but it's going to be wet today and I'm going to have to pack up. So it is going to be a little bit muddy and dirty and nasty, so it's going to be an added task. So morning coffee on the go right now. We'll worry about that after, when it's time to pack up. It did sound like the rain was actually letting up. It's actually picking up again, and I can hear rumbles in the distance, so probably some thunder. Looking out there though, looks beautiful. The view out the tent door right now, gorgeous. Steaming cup of hot coffee inside. So let's wake up and enjoy this. So cheers, guys. Morning coffee. Alright guys, morning coffee's all finished up with, and as you guys can see, the rain has not stopped. It is just steady, constant, wet rain. It is going to be a mess packing that tent up, I can tell you right now. The ground underneath the tent's dry, but everything else is wet, obviously. So as soon as that tent comes down, everything's going to want to stick to it. So I'm going to actually leave the inner floor attached to the outer tent. And I'm going to take everything out of the tent. I'm going to remove the center pole and let it implode on itself. And then I'm just going to have to ball it up and try and get it in the bag and get it out of here somewhere where I could dry it out. Typically on days like this, if I were using such a large tent and there was no snow on the ground, meaning there's mud and dirt, I would try and stay another day, or I would at least try and wait for the rain to stop. I just don't have that option today. I've got a lot of things on the go. I've got another adventure I want to get after, so the tent's got to come down and it's going to be a mess. I'm not going to bother filming that. It's going to be a lot of stuff to do, but I will leave you with this. This is not the only canvas tent that Nortent ships to me. So we've got a lot of toys to play with coming up in the future, and I'm actually going to a different location today to go pick up another fun toy. I want to mention it so bad, but it's a tool and it's a toy for the channel. It's a huge piece to what is about to come in the future, and then I'm going to be going out after an adventure once I get that stuff. So enough of the little sneak peek. Catch up with me on my Instagram if you guys are not subscribed to that. There's a lot of behind the scenes happening over there. Instagram, link in the description, check it out, and stay tuned to the other channel. The links are down below as well. But right now, I've got a ton of work to do, get that tent down, get the truck loaded, and get out of here. So thank you guys very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.